go. I can't really. Sounds terrible, but yeah.
Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Foxchair, on the show this evening is a one and only Albert and the legend. Yes, the legend is Bridgeman. Evening, Albert. You want to blow us away tonight?
Evening, guys. How used to? How used to? You're in safe hands, trust me.
Oh, brilliant.
Evening, Albert.
Evening, mate. How are you? How's Bridgeman as well?
I'm
good, mate.
cool.
I'm good. Evening, Bridge.
Oh, good evening, Oxchair, and of course, have a good evening to yourself, Albert, and the techie boys in the background. Can I just say, I'm the happiest of all the happy Rangers fans. The happiest. I've no stopped dancing, and I can't walk properly, and I feel as if I'm dancing on that ceiling. That was a fantastic result for us last night. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Yes, it was I suppose it was an interesting game. Listen, first and foremost, I get Bridges' take on it. That surface is a joke. Bridgeman.
Yeah, like we were very poor. We got virtually no defence, and the people in it were just they just went up for the game for the first, I would imagine, best part of half an hour, and that team could have been up easily 3, maybe 4, before we never woke up until the sort of the clock said 30 minutes or roughly 30 minutes. I just couldn't believe it. It was like watching the weekend game. That's just what it was like. They're watching. What's going on? There's like getting leathered off of St Mirren again, you know. Oh, just terrible. However, credit's where it's due. He made that nice change, and I felt sorry for the young lad getting taken off because the time when the ball went, when they scored from it, I don't think it was really his fault. I think it was Rashkan who made a poor pass. However, he took the doing he got for Fergie, and off he went, and they brought the wee Yilmaz on, and he played quite well on the right back position. And Tam moved into the centre half. Sorry.
We'll go right to the tune. You've just done the first 45 minutes. Right, Albert, same question to you. That surface is a joke. Before we go on to the match, yeah, Briggs can come back in when he realises what the question is. That surface is a joke.
I mean, it's we've been going on about it for long enough, but year on year it gets worse and worse and worse. It was never good when it got put down at first. It's dreadful now, man. It's beyond a joke now. It's really, I'm surprised people are not taking serious injuries on it now. You've seen Lawrence and all that slipping on it, but it's that bad slip. It's like no, you can jar your hamstrings and your knees and things like that. It's a dangerous pitch, mate.
Mm-hmm. Bridgeman, that surface is a joke.
Yeah, is it not getting taken out this year?
No, I think there's another season to go, mate.
Another season, well, whenever it comes out, the better.
There's other teams with the same stuff getting possibly promoted, mate. When will we learn, mate?
They've got to get rid of it. They've got to get rid of it. By the way, that team played really, really well against us for the first 25, 30 minutes. And, we couldn't stand on that pitch. We look at it. And, it took us all of that time to get used to the pitch and the pace of the ball and, all that stuff. It's just crazy. However, I know that we've got a similar pitch, and we used to have anyway, up at Hawk and Howie. So I don't know whether we don't use it, but I have to say, if our next game is on that pitch, they need to do at least a day's training up on that, surely, you would think. I don't know. But yes, I agree with you 100%. Get it out. But these pitches are just shocking.
Right, so, listen, we started the first couple of minutes okay, I think, if memory is that. Ignorman had a decent effort, and there was a save for the goalkeeper, and then all of a sudden they get the ball at the park and they get corner kicks, and for that, I don't know exactly when it was in the clock, 3 or 4 minutes, for about the next 20 minutes, all there. If we're honest, we were at 6s and 7s,
We're all over the place, mate. There's no getting away from that. We're all over the place. And the first 10 minutes as well. I mean, there must have been about 4 VAR reviews in the first 10 minutes alone. So we boxed into a corner, the ball bouncing awkwardly, and it's just they're just using their physique to bully about the place. But we just never seem to get a hold of the ball. And if you're doing that and letting them do that with Tio in that park, you're in trouble, as they proved, because they just bullied us. But one thing I'll say, Big and Salah, there's certain things in your career and certain games you'll remember, mostly offer good memories. You'll never remember. You'll not forget this game in a hurry, mate. You'll never forget this game.
But it doesn't kill you, makes you stronger, mate. A learning curve, and it's up to him if he takes it. I wish him all the best. He's definitely a football player, but their experience is shown. So, Bridge, we lost the first goal for a corner kick, and I've got to be honest, I think the goal, I've watched it back, mate, and I just don't understand his movement. I don't understand his positioning, and it's that close to the goalie. I know proper flaws, and he should have done better, but I'm no. Once the guy gets the head of the goal, he's got no chance. But I don't think he should get that far. The goalie's got to move his feet, and it's a classic for him to come and punch. He's 6'5", big boy, puts his arms up without jumping. He must be what, 7'2", 7'3",
easily, yeah, easily.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Come on. It's getting. This is. I know he was man of the match in the last away game, but that goal he lost. It's, in my opinion, people might say it different. I thought he should have done better.
I think the first goal that they scored was it proved everything that any critic, any of us who criticised the team for their poor form and poor play, it was all written down there for anybody to see it. It was all written down there. I'm watching this and I'm thinking, they're going to score here. And mind you, I must admit, I've said that about 4 or 5 times in the first half, and they only got 2, but they could have easily got 4 or 5, because we were really poor. We didn't know what we were doing at the back. And I'm not just talking about the centre halves, although they are very poor. I've said this for a long time. We've not got the best centre halves. They're tall enough a wee bit, 6'2", both of them, 6'2", 6'3". But in this day and age, you want somebody well bigger and a bit more strong, because that young lad was getting bullied every time they went up. Their forwards come up, we were getting bullied, and when we were going up the park, we were getting bullied up there as well. So tough game, tough team, tough pitch, terrible pitch, tough pitch. But we never learned until later on in the game.
I'm going to ask Albert, Bridgeman, please help me out. Listen to the question. The goalkeeper, Albert, the first goal, yeah.
Dreadful, mate.
Should have
dreadful.
done better.
Oh, it's dreadful, mate. It's just a dreadful goalkeeper. He does the Hearts game. He had a good game, but that's one of very few games he's actually had. And he's stoning. I was speaking to Southside this morning, and he says he was at the game. He said he was actually stoning, and when the guy headies the ball, he's actually stoning behind his line. I mean, was he playing behind his line? What's all that about? He's dreadful, mate. He's a dreadful goalkeeper. I don't care what anybody says. I know a lot of people like him, but not to me, mate. Not to me. And I'm going to make a bold statement here. See the 13 points we've dropped in the league. Just the league now, talking about the league. The 13 points we've dropped in the league. I'm putting 9 of them down to him.
Well, okay. Bridgman, do you remember the goal? What's your views on it? Should he have done better?
That was his ball. It's his ball coming across. It's a cross ball.
Simple, mate. I agree with you, mate. I'm not saying you should come and catch every ball perfect. There's times to come and punch. There's times to come and catch. That ball's going right past him, Bridge, and I think he's got to do better. For a start, he's set up so wrong where he's facing. He should be coming and should be facing the ball. So he's presenting. He's standing flat in his goal line. He can't come. It's all wrong, mate. And I don't know where it comes from. Obviously, we've got Al McGregor in now. So maybe things might change a bit. But wow, I don't know if I don't remember him being like that 18 months ago, Bridge.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't disagree with you. We've seen him go from looking no bad when he came in to being very poor, and for a long run, and we ended up putting Kelly in. Remember when he was injured?
Oh, he was injured.
I'm saying that when he was injured, and Kelly I thought did quite well, but then he came back in, had a couple of games, and you think to yourself, as you mentioned earlier, 6'5", my God Almighty, you know. All he needs to do is stand there and batter them, you know, and they'll get out of the way, you know, that kind of thing. But no, didn't want to come. It didn't look as though he wanted to come. In fact, he came for one. I thought he was going to just catch this ball, no problem. Punched it out. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. However, look, as far as I'm concerned, I thought the goalkeeper had a very, very poor first half. But I think that for the whole of the game, if you add it all up, he did well. He gathered the ball quite well, saved it, made a couple of saves, and was a good part of the team. But that first 25, 30 minutes will haunt him. It should haunt him because he was woeful, just woeful.
Yeah, so we lost that goal, Walburn. Yeah, we're all over the place, yeah, and I don't know. It was just the ball was getting played up the park. We weren't winning any balls in midfield. The ball couldn't stick up front. Everything was wrong, and they were putting us under pressure with set pieces. And then we lose the second goal. The boys played in, and the boy Ciala, once he headers out of the ball, tries to be really cute. He did it down to Raskin. Raskin has a bad touch. Jeffrey, first of all, played him on side by having a bad line, which was bad defending. And I don't know what Raskin's trying to do. I don't think. And Salah, because of the way the ball was played, mate, it's not one of the ones you can head 30 yards. But I don't know if he should be making the decision to play down to Raskin. You know, because he's played a dangerous ball in a dangerous pitch. Too much football.
Experience.
Too much football.
I think
He's got one option. He's only got one option, mate. He's got to header the ball the way he's facing by Raskin, by the other defender, and try and barge by the two of them to get back on it himself. That's his only option, mate. He can't do anything else. But Raskin, he didn't do it to Raskin. Raskin should have put it back to Button. Easy peasy, mate. Instead of trying to play a 1-2, I don't know what that was about. And that was stupidity in Raskin's point. So the two of them just made a mess of it, let's be honest. They just made a mess of it. But we were playing right into their hands, you know what I mean? We're doing that all over the park. They sort of silly passing movements and letting them catch you. And they were just standing off you, waiting for the park, and they just smack right into you. But it's just inexperience from Salah. But Raskin should have done better himself. So
it was a poor touch. I don't know what he was trying to do. Don't know if I think he was trying to pass it back to the goalkeeper or it was just a poor touch.
He's
trying to get back in Salah.
In Salah, yeah.
Right.
It's too much football, Bridge. I can imagine me and you trying to do that. To be fair, if I'd been Raskin, I'd have flicked it up, maybe drove forward and scored a goal, but not everybody could do that. Right, but
I love it. That's a wee Partick midfield. Where he flicked his ball up there. Now we go.
if somebody would have headed that ball down to you in that position of the pitch, mate, you're just clearing your lines. You're defending. You're that close to your own goal,
Exactly.
mate.
Just pump it out of the way. And whatever part of the body you can actually do it legally, you know, just get it away or
Aye.
try to get it away. I
Aye.
thought the lad tried to do it, and he did find his man. But imagine that's what he was trying to do, was to get it to him. But A, it was a poor ball to give to him, and B, the guy totally screwed it up by trying to put it back to a defender that had turned out not to be there in the position he wanted it anyway.
Mhm.
And before you know it, cracking goal, by the way. The guy scored a cracking goal.
So, it was a good finish. Good finish for the boy, ultimately. All better agree, good finish.
Oh, it's a superb finish, mate. Absolutely
Aye.
superb.
So, we're 2-0 down and you're scratching your head and you're thinking, well, this is worse than the movie for the second half. So, in that, what would that be? That would be 40 minutes of football. We're 4-0 down, Albert.
I know. It's I know. It's dreadful, mate. It's absolutely dreadful. But there you go. That's for
By the way,
us.
for those that are listening, that's the last 20 minutes of the last game and the first 20 minutes of the second.
And by the way, it could have been 6-0 because they, as Bridge says, they could have scored 4.
Then we make a substitution. And I'll be honest, initially I was thinking, oh, it's harsh on the boy. I think he made his mind up when he got the bump. I said, would I have done that? Is that the right thing to do? But ultimately, it worked out and it's been proved to be the right thing to do. And I think it was when he get nudged for the one that was offside, Bridge, and he never stood up to it. I think that was.
Hello.
Albert.
Aye, definitely, mate. Definitely. He's went, I can't let this continue like this. Because it looked a bit pathetic, that one. It really did. It looked very, very naive. I know the other one was naive, but that just looked. And by the way, it shows you that you never learnt for Saturday's game because he get nudged in the back twice the same way and lost 2 goals then in Saturday, against St Mirren. So you're thinking he'll learn. They'll get him at coaching and they'll say to him, look, this is what you do in this situation. But he didn't, and it looked weak, mate. It looked really weak.
Yes. So we make the substitution. Young Mouse must have struggled for instruction, mate. He's ran one side of the park, ended up the other. Tab's moved into centre half. By the way, he arguably ended up our best player over the 90 minutes, Tab. Dessers would get the headlines because of the goals, but that's up for debate. So we then slowly get a foothold in the game. We gets a goal, we plays the ball up to Ingerman, who, by the way, it was a foul all day long, Albert, and it was a yellow card. He plays the ball into Diamondi, who makes a lovely pass. What we're looking for him today, for a runner. Tierney runs through, mate. Very simple goal, but a good goal.
It was an excellent goal, wasn't it? It was an excellent goal. But I'm going to talk about just briefly the substitution.
Yes, mate. Yes, your take on it.
Oh, the thought went through my mind when he brought Red Van Owen, and then, this is brilliant, isn't it? We've got a giant. We're playing against a giant team, and we bring a midget on. That's my first thoughts. That's what's going through my head. I'm saying, no, you're not going to try and play him as centre half. Surely no. But it transpired into having it. And I'm thinking to myself as well, see if Clement would have made that substitute at that time, we're 2-0 down, he'd have get absolutely slaughtered for it, mate. But as you say, it worked out. How it worked out, I'm not quite sure, but it did work out. Our goal, Diamandi, for a change, it was near enough a first-time pass, perfectly weighted. Tierney runs right on it and finishes it. Oh, superb finish, mate. I didn't think Tierney had a brilliant game, but that was a superb finish.
A wonderful goal. Wonderful.
Good goal, Bridge, wasn't it?
Yeah, wonderful goal. But a whole thing, and that but the free kick you were talking about, it should have been a free kick and a booking. He should have carried on. Okay, let play go on. but he should have immediately went back and booked that guy. That was a terrible, terrible tackle. But anyway, Don Robertson does it to us all the time, all the time. We'll just play on there because that saves making a decision to do something, because it'll be something for the Rangers. Basically, that's what I said. Never mind. I'm moaning and groaning. I don't want to be. But a good goal, by the way. Wonderful play. And I'll say it again. I've been saying it for the last couple of months. How are we going to manage to replace that kind of quality in our team when he leaves at the end of the season? If indeed he does leave at the end of the season. Really good player. Really good player.
I believe he's a big 49ers fan.
All right, there you go.
Listen, Cherny's got a lot of flaws in his game, but running with the ball and using that left foot is no one of his flaws all better.
No, it's sweet. It's a sweet left foot, mate. It really is. He's pretty lightweight and he's pretty one-trick pony type, and there's a few things wrong with him, but he has got a sweet left foot.
His one-trick pony is good, eh?
Oh, it's good when it comes off. It doesn't always come off, and it can be read very, very easy.
So
after
that, after that, we had opportunities to score more goals, and the two of them felt with Dessers. I don't know if you've time to reflect all, but I think the first one, the one he missed for about 4 yards, would have been chopped off. I've watched it back, and I think it does. I think VAR might have, even if he did finish it, he pushed the boy, yeah. So I think it could have been chopped off. The second one, it wasn't a sitter, it was a decent hit. And then we had another one when Cherny ran through and ended up doing nothing. So we had another 3 opportunities. So bizarrely, we could have went in 4-2 up at half time. All better.
Could have been that. Could have been.
It's weird, isn't it? You look at it, 20 minutes gone, you're thinking, oh, this could end up a thumping here. To think to yourself, we should actually be winning at half time. It's nuts. It's nuts the way it is, isn't it? How that, and there's another thing, how it all changed, I don't know. You can say substitute, you can say, I don't know how that game changed round, because it didn't look if it was going to change. Maybe they ran out of steam, but anyway, we'll get to that bit.
Aye, and then Bridgeman, the game had just turned, didn't it? Bridge?
Who was that, buddy?
The game had just turned.
Aye. Well, I think Rangers, it took a wee while. All of a sudden, Rangers, the game burst into life for Rangers. And it looked as if for parts of that, we were doing really, really well, even on that terrible pitch. We were finding our men, and we were a bit of pace in our game. And I thought we were doing very, very well. We were down wide and down the sides. I think we played extremely well, particularly, obviously, I'm talking about in the second half. And we got extra goals, and it was just wonderful. We could have scored another load of goals on top of what we got. It could have been 5 or 6 easily. But not trying to take anything away from them. They could have scored another couple of goals as well in the first half. But I think we did. I think we had a great second half. I think we only got ourselves into trouble, maybe a wee 5-minute spell, and then all of a sudden we grabbed the game again, and away we went. And the guys that came on when we started doing switches, they all played very well. All came well for them as well. Very happy.
Right, so we're going 2-1 down at half time, all better. And I suppose we better get the phone lines open before we come back to the second half. But if we're honest, just get your thoughts. For the first, 20, 25, maybe even 30 minutes of the second half, considering the surface and considering confidence and considering how that game had went, put some decent stuff, huh?
We did, mate. We did. We seemed to learn how to play in the surface. I don't know if it was said at half time that made a difference to it. No, I mean the actual how to play on the surface I'm talking about. But we did play better. We played a bit faster as well. A bit more direct. I mean running direct, passing direct, rather than just this namby-pamby nonsense we normally do. I'm still scratching my head to find out how did that turn like that. What did we do to make it turn? Because whatever we done, I want to do it more often.
Scored a goal, mate.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just as simple as that. But I don't know. I don't know.
Scored a goal. Anyway, we better get the phone lines open there.
Go for
Yeah,
it.
go.
Let's hear
Come on,
from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
So we gets a bit of luck. I don't think it was a corner kick. Hadji, I think he's trying to shoot, and Dessers could have nearly scored. I don't think anybody touched it, but we got a corner. And for the corner, Dessers scores a goal. A nutmeg through the goalie's leg, who's equally as bad as yours in the first half. So that's it, 2 each. And then the highlight of the game, Bridgeman. Ridvan plays a ball up to Dessers over the defender's shoulders. Dessers takes it first time with the hard bit is the hard skill, not the easy skill. The easy skill is to put your laces through it as it comes down. He does it with his side foot, mate. Touch of class, bizarrely. The first half, it was a dog and duck. The second half, it was Barcelona.
I'll tell you what, it was. You're right. That goal was fantastic. What a lovely ball for Yilmaz. What a lovely ball. And it must have been, what, 50 yards? 35 to 50 yards. And he watched it coming and let it come to him and let it come to him. And he side-footed, just as you said. What a great goal. Just a great goal for me. Loved it. And that's what we need to be doing a lot more, of course. A lot more. And that's right. Where are we? With Dessers, he's right through the middle. He's right through the middle, and there was two defenders there, and they couldn't get him because they couldn't see the ball. And you know, for some reason or other, they never saw the ball. It was a brilliant pass, really, really brilliant pass, and what a goal! So well done, Dessers. We've slated you a lot, but well done.
Aye, mate, I was slating him a lot last night in the first half, but that goal, mate, just in isolation, what a goal!
A meaningful goal as well. It was some goal. It really was some goal. But the ball through to him with Ridvan, it's a wee bit of, a wee taste of the rain medicine. They try to defend on that part with a long ball through the middle, right between the two centre halves, bouncing ball coming through. But it was some goal. He took it really well, really, really well. But that is Dessers, isn't it? It's just, that is what it is with him. You never know. You never, ever know. But it was an important goal, mate. That was a good thing about it as well. It's instead of scoring the fourth, a 4-2 victory or a 4-0 victory, he scored the fourth goal. He scores the one that gets you in front, 3-2. Good goal.
So we went 3-2 up, and we're playing decent stuff. I thought young Yefty had his best 45 minutes for a wee while in the second half last night. The whole team started to play well, and Gizona gets a fourth. We had a couple of hiccups near the end, Bridge, but Butland had one good save down to his right-hand side. It was a decent save, not a spectacular save. I think he should save it. So we've ran out 4-2 winners. The manager and the coaching staff will get the plaudits because they changed things around. And fair play to them. They did make credit when it's due. Bridgeman. Bridgeman, I'd have got the two. He's talking at the same time, innit?
You're right. You're right, both words. Oh, Bridgeman, you're right. No, I'm. I can't praise them enough. I thought it was a really good decision to make the change because number one, it relieved the lad, get him out of the fire because that was all round about him and proper, and they couldn't see the ball when it was up in the air, and they certainly couldn't jump for it. So there were real problems, causing themselves problems, causing our team problems, and it took him off, and we changed it around, and I think you said a wee bit earlier there, it's probably the best game I've seen Tavernier having for a wee while, right? From the time he came on and he moved come on and moved into the centre half back. So I'm not saying he's the best header of the ball, but he can pass the ball, and he can give people a bit of confidence that he can hold the ball and do these things and read the game a wee bit. So that makes a big difference. But seriously, one of the happiest things I thought is when the screen flashed up to the crowd at the stand by the Rangers fans, and they were all still there, and the team was up cheering at him and they're cheering at the Queen. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Anyway, we've been joined by David. Evening, David.
You hear us, lads?
Yeah, you're fine, mate. You carry on, mate.
Looking at the phone there and it said speaker off, and I'm going, is this that means they can't hear us or what? I know it sounds terrible, but what's my
What'd
age,
you
man?
say there, David?
Maybe you're probably better with my speaker off anyway.
No, mate, the flare's yours. Good to hear from you, mate.
Like, good to hear for you. As I said, I phoned in the other night about Barry. I kind of was a wee bit kind of disappointed with some of the comments towards him. Getting a job, for a bit here. He's not here. It's not going to be a long-term thing. But I thought last night, watched the game, a lot of folk at the start of the game, they thought, I can't believe he's no chance for the weekend. I wasn't surprised with that, to be honest, because I don't think he was ever going to come in and just, he has to play I was expecting the same team to start and then, kind of pick the bones out of that. The young boy inside, I will say one thing, by the way, and it changed the whole game with Tavernier getting centre half and the young boy coming off, and I did feel sorry for him, but it's a tough environment, isn't it, playing with Rangers?
Aye, that's professional sport, aye.
I will say one thing, I was very, very disappointed in his partner next to him, Big Proper, a man he has.
Mate, yeah, I agree.
So, by the way, he's doesn't win anything, doesn't talk you through games, terrible neither. He was all over the place. He could have come off before a young boy, by the way.
I'll take that one to our centre half expert, and I'll take the professional sport. This is a guy who I heard on my cufflink touched a snooker ball and he took 4 points. All better, right? Yeah, that's how serious. Right? Yeah, but that's how serious. Bridgeman, Proper. Give your thoughts as a centre half, mate.
Well, he's not. I have to say, he's not the attacking centre half. He does well as a support when he's got a decent centre half beside him. But unfortunately we've got injuries or we're riddled with injuries in the centre half area, and he's been asked to show. And I'm sorry to say, the two lads there that played last night and played at the weekend, neither of them are centre halves, and they're certainly not on the attacking side where we'd be going to attack the ball. This is my ball. You just watch what you're doing, son. Move back a yard. All that, all the things that you do. And seriously, Proper is definitely not the main centre half of any team, and I don't think he ever has been. But he can play, providing somebody good beside him, and it can cover for him. He can play and he can spread the ball a wee bit. But put him under pressure at all, and you can see every time he's under pressure, he's just lost. And it caused.
He's not a bit. We need leaders, especially with injuries and blah blah blah, and lack of a squad. And he's definitely not one of the leaders. He's standing there next to a young boy and a young left back as well. Let's be honest about it. And he's no leading. He's just no leading. He's not taking the role on to say I need to keep these boys right. I might have to get out and cover, keep an eye on him. But he was all over the shop. You could see it. He didn't like the surfaces. None of our players seem to like that surface. Nobody. I don't think any team likes the surface. Bar Kilmarnock. So it was difficult for him. It's difficult for other players, but he didn't cover himself in any glory last night. And he's making mistakes all over the place. You know what I mean? The first goal, he trips out of the Kilmarnock player's leg. It wasn't a foul. He just tripped out. He was running backwards and he tripped out him. He ends up lying on the ground with the guy's heading the ball into the net. Things like that. It's just pathetic, mate. To be honest.
If I'm honest, David, if it was standalone just last night, I would say cut him a bit of slack. But again, being honest, if he's no settled in the west of Scotland and he wants to go back to Holland, I'll get Albert to pick him up.
Oh, I do long drives, mate.
David?
Sorry, David.
Oh, no, no bother, mate. I mean, we've seen enough of him now. I mean, it's not as if this is there a couple of games. I could count in one hand the amount of games I'm going
domestically, mate, he's been poor.
Really
Yeah.
poor. That's what it's all about, isn't it? I mean, let's be honest. We've got players that have done it in Europe, but domestically, I just think it still irks me to this day. And I know I'm even going all grun, like he's done well down at Plymouth here, but I just thought Katic was an absolute nailed-on certainty to come back to us. I said, the other boy sitting there, would Walker broke glass to come back up here and just does the basics. Look at Hollander, do you know what I mean? He wasn't the most technically gifted player, but he positional sense, not. This guy looks all over the place, and when you're playing a young boy like, I want to shoot her back tomorrow, to be honest with you. But apart from that, we kicked on after that. So, and fair play, he stayed on the park. But even the second half, people said he improved his game. I didn't actually think that. He was getting away fouls in the second half and all, by the way.
Aye. Listen, they didn't have a great 90 minutes, if I'm honest. The first half of it, he wasn't alone. Albert, was he? But he didn't. He doesn't seem to like the physical side of Scottish football. And if you don't win that battle, you're always going to be struggling. Albert.
I think a lot of them went that last night. There wasn't the first 20 minutes. There wasn't a decent player for Rangers on the park. None of them. You could have picked. See, substitutes. You could have picked anybody. Let's be honest about it. We could have picked anybody. But you're looking for players like Butland, Tavernier, proper Dessers to pull you through these sort of situations. You're in these situations. And I don't think it was any of them that pulled us through. I think it was the substitution. How it worked, I don't know, mate, but it did. Tav went into centre half and started doing the simple things again, clearing his lines. He still kept getting the ball away, but he was just clearing his lines away, and he looks a completely different player. So for that point, if that changed it, I don't know if it did change it, but if that did change it, I hope we get married, mate. I hope we get married because there's certain games throughout the season it's needed something to get us going, and we never ever found it. We never found it. If Clermont was had that team the other night there, we weren't winning that game, mate. We weren't coming back for 2-0 down.
Aye, it's a hypothetical, but maybe I put an argument up. We may have not been 2-0 down, but might have been, you don't know. But yeah, gone in previous form, no. You're right, your criticism and critiquing a big proper, mate. What did you make of the way the team showed a wee bit of character last night? They're not getting out of jail cards yet. They don't deserve them yet, David. But they did show a bit of character last night and come back and won the game comfortably.
Well, I agree with you. Regardless of what happens to now until the end of the season, these players can't get off scot-free. We know this. But the problem is the guy was in wasn't getting the best of them. Now, you can dress up all you want, how you want to talk about his tactics, nothing. They just weren't playing for him or whatever they were doing. So last night, which they've done, by the way, and a number of managers, they get that lift. But I just felt, I thought Ferguson, his wee change here with taking the inside off, I thought it actually, obviously we've seen it changed again, but there was character there with Rangers. And I noticed as well, hear a lot of people going, aye, Ferguson came in, look at all these foreigners and that behind me. I noticed right away when Dessers scored, he points out to Billy Dodds, and Hadji's going off his nut as well. So they're playing for him right away. The players aren't going to get off scot-free. I thought we were very, very comfortable in the second half. And there was a wee kind of wobble at 3-2, and then we get back on it. But the big thing I took away for the game last night was when we were attacking with numbers. And I've not seen that in a while. I've seen Diamandi, breaking his legs to get up, further up the park. We attacked with numbers last night. It's all right saying, Clermont, you wouldn't have won that game if you're 2-0 down. And as you say, would you have been 2-0 down? But we can only take that game in isolation. And I think we went for it last night. And we blew Kilmarnock away. That's what we should be doing. The Rangers, a bit of aggressiveness, a bit, let's get the game, be more aggressive to them. Don't just sit back and throw ins back the way, all this nonsense. Get in about them. And I think
you can't throw the hammer, mate, if you can't catch them.
Well, that's that.
Yeah. No, but listen, decent performance in difficult circumstances, because obviously, confidence wouldn't have been at a premium, 2 of the last 3 results, the last 3 performances, and then the 20 minutes in that game, but it turned round, and we were more offensive all there, weren't we? You know, once we got a fit holding again, it did take half an hour, mate. The midfield were a bit more aggressive going forward, and Diamandi was involved in 2 goals last night. Yeah, you know, so there's positives there. Just play more positive, go forward.
It's definitely that. Playing quicker as well, passing quicker, crisper. 1-2s. 1-2s against them was the answer. It's basically the answer to most teams you're playing. If you just play the 1-2s right, if you see them at training, they're doing it at training. Hit the ball, you move off.
How long have 1-2s been working for, mate?
Oh, hundreds of years, mate. Hundreds of years. If it was a simple game, mate, it's made. It was a Shankly say that made difficult by idiots. It is 1-2, 1-2, move 1-2. It's easy, mate.
Oh boy,
It's easy.
Is that the midfielders you're talking about?
The whole team, mate. The
whole team. That's all right.
Just move. It's move the ball quicker and then move yourself quicker as well. It's simple.
A 1-2 with Bridge would be hoofing the forward up in there, then catch them on the way down, mate.
Ah, well, you know, and plus the fact you need to move a wee bit.
But you're right, Albert. It's a simple game. You know, one thing. Listen, I thought, as I said, David, I thought Jeff did a good game. I thought your man looked a bit tired, and as the game went on, and made a couple of passes just before he was too calf. You know, I think we're trying to play him in a position. If I'm being honest, he looks as if he wants to be one forward. Just my take on it.
Is that to me, mate?
Aye, David, aye.
I completely agree with you. I think we took the wind out of that boy's sails a wee bit. Don't get me wrong, what do I know about football? Because see half time last night, I mean, Desser's bought that boy a haircut. He owes me 2 tellies and all, by the way. The amount of times I put fit through the telly at half time. So I'd have had him off at half time. He missed 2 chances, but then he scores the 2 goals. So you go, well, you know, see, you get 4 chances and you score 2. I'll take that all day long. But the wee man definitely looks as if the wind's been taken out of sails. I agree with you, he looked a bit sluggish. Even some of his touches weren't as crisp as they normally. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. But the good thing is, he was off his game and with other guys to get his, you know, through it. We get 4 goals. You know, that I don't think can't remember the last time was it when Morelos scored like a hat trick down there. We scored 4 goals at Rugby Park. But aye, I get it. It's he's definitely off his game a wee bit, and maybe he does need a wee rest or whatever. But aye, you can't argue with Dessers. He took his goals well yesterday.
Well, you can up to half time, mate.
Well, aye,
you know, it wasn't just the chances he's missed. He's had up play. He's had up play. What he's meant to do for the team wasn't working. Albert, you picked up on it last night. You talked about his touches being so poor in the first half and being so sublime in the second.
He's played out of position, mate. That's you've got to say that first and foremost. And they're playing where they get the wee boy's head. He doesn't know what he's to do now, mate. His instinct is centre forward, and the centre forward shoots, and that's his instinct to shoot, mate. And he getting into positions, you can say maybe could have took a shot there, but he doesn't even try now. But he's thinking, should I shoot? No, better no shoot because they want me to pass. And he's trying to find a pass that's sometimes, and a lot of the times, is no even on. He's trying to find a pass. It's to me, we've played him out of form. Us by doing what we've done with him. He needs to get back to centre forward, mate. And if you're not going to play him centre forward, you're not going to get the best out of the wee boy. Because he's a natural centre forward. That's what he is. He's proved it, mate. He's got talent. He's solid as well. He can handle the roughness there, the rough and tumble it all. He quite likes the rough and tumble it, to be honest with you. You can see it. And he can take a goal both feet and the head. So I'm saying to myself, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? But it's the limitations of Dessers. Dessers can't move one back and play the position that Iggerman's playing at the moment. That Danilo can do it. He's excellent at that position. He's better there than actual centre forward. Danilo. He's actually good at it. But there you go. It's just my opinion on the boy. And you seen it last night. You're asking him to run 60 yards at full pelt, and he didn't look if he had the engine to do it. Yeah, I have seen him doing it in the past, but he didn't look like it last night. Again, it might be down at the surface as well. You don't know. You just don't know, mate.
Bridgeman. Bridge. Last call for the Bridgeman. David, didn't you come, mate?
I think when I seen Tierney in that first half, I know he's got two options, man. He gives it to Dessers instead of the wee man. I think the wee man tucks that away.
I agree with that.
A couple of times I've seen Tierney through and on it. I don't know, I'm not wanting to create something here, but a couple of times I'm going, I better pass on him as wee Eggman, and he seemed to ignore him a bit. I'm going, what's going on here? Give the boy the ball. I mean, give him the ball. He loves the ball at his feet. See, they're the kind of players, even don't get the ball at their feet and, you know, they're constantly involved. The kind of heat goes down, get the boy involved, man. We know what he can do. And Dessers can work alongside him at times. But I totally agree with Albert. I think we've played him out of form. Now, if it's a toss-up, does somebody tell me, do you play keep going with Dessers? No, for me. It would be Eggman every day of the week through the middle. And it would be up to Dessers to come in, because I don't actually understand why Eggman actually get brought out of that position, if you understand what I mean. He was a player of the month in the league. He looked... I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but certainly...
Well, Dessers, we said it last night, Dessers actually plays better when he comes off the bench.
I agree with
and it's some mental reason, but it's true.
Totally
He plays better.
With players like that, you want it in your hands and guys like that, do you know what I mean? Some players off the bench.
Some players have only got 20 minutes, half an hour in them, know what I mean, mate? At full pelt, at playing well. It just is that way. I don't know why, but it is that way. But I agree with you. Eggman, you've got to play the ball. He is the immediate future for Rangers, know what I mean? And we need to get him up to a speed that if we're going to have to get into the sell players to buy players. Well, you're going to bring him up to a level you're going to get the top dollar from him, as well as much as you can get from him, know what I mean? And you're never going to do that if he's playing in a position that he's no shining.
That's my only worry. He's kind of played out for him. And I totally agree with you. You're one of the very few that I've heard say that. I believe we've actually played him. People say, he's been off the boil. There's a reason why he's been off the boil. He's been completely taken out of the position where he was in fire. I just don't see why it had to change.
I think they've given the boy a brain fart. I think I think you've set the boy a brain fart. No, he just doesn't know what he's to do. He's not comfortable. You can see he's not comfortable in that position because he wants to shoot. It's his instincts to shoot every time. That's his instincts to shoot every time, like a centre forward.
Like McCann's and that talk about him and guys like that, I don't have any doubt that they'll get the best of him again. Because they talk the way we talk. You know what I mean? We're hearing coming out with stuff and he wasn't talking the way we're watching a different game with him. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, definitely, mate. Definitely.
Aye, well, be interesting to see. I like Eggman. Listen, I'm not saying he's a finished article, and you've got to, if you like somebody, it still doesn't mean you don't critique him or saying they had a poor game, David.
Oh, you're spot on with that. I mean, God, I was on here way back after the Dundee United game, and I watched him come on at Parkhead for 15 minutes, and I was on here, and people were going, he's nowhere near the fit. I was like, give the boy a chance, but as much as I've praised him, I've got to say, I mean, I watched him last night. Ball was bouncing off him that second off plenty of times, and then you're seeing Dessers, he's a completely different guy in the second off. Everything is bouncing off of him, and then he's trapping the ball and flicks on. Mental, just typical Rangers, isn't it?
Hey, look at Dessers.
Look at Dessers at the end of the game.
I see Dessers. You look at him and the boy is bouncing off him. Then he does that sublime touch to Diamondi for that goal. What's a touch that was for the fourth goal? It was unbelievable. You're saying, God, man, what a touch! Lovely wee side pass.
I thought last night as well, Diamandi get the praise for the two things and all, but I thought Raskin was really good last night again. He came on to a game in the second half. I thought he looked strong as anything, bouncing folk off. Just wee simple passes, getting into the right positions.
I've got concerns about Raskin, David, and I'll tell you what it is.
Burn it.
I think he gets asked to do far too much, mate. You can't go through a season playing like that. Yeah, and I don't think he's been... I thought he was excellent for about 2 months, mate. But the amount of work he's still doing, even when he's not been playing well, mate, it really concerns me. You cannot keep doing it, mate.
You can't. We done it. We were asking Lundstrom to cover 3 positions at one point. You know what I mean? Back in the, you can't keep asking these guys to go to the well without other guys next to him performing. That was the first wee while, and a wee while because he's been well off it. But I thought last night, I said, God, I noticed a wee difference in him again. That kind of bullying folk, you know. But Diamante's game come on as well. I just hope Barry's a clever. Barry knows, if anybody knows the middle part, it's Barry in it, so I would expect you'd maybe see wee Barn and that coming in to get a bit of time as well.
I don't know if we'll see him this season, mate.
You don't think so?
I think your ligaments at Old Trafford, mate, and they might say, but
God,
who's this? Who are you talking about?
Barron.
Wee Barn.
He's in training. He's in training all day.
Is he?
Aye.
All right, okay, I hope he's all right, mate, but I was concerned when I seen that one. It looked as if his knee got opened up. No one of the ones you turn it.
I totally forgot about that, actually.
You know,
He was training with the first team in Monday there. Or Tuesday.
Right,
Tuesday. It was Tuesday.
Good news.
Good news. Back to
So was Cortez. Cortez was training as well.
He's committed maybe.
The two of them were running each other and that with them out for a hour. Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah, did you realise that our old friend Frank Connor was running one of the lines last night?
No, I didn't notice that, mate. What was his stand side?
I think he was on the side of the camera. Whatever stand that is.
I don't even listen to all that nonsense now. We need to win the games and that's it. And I agree with you. We know where some of the decisions was, but terrible. But the only way to answer them back is win games of football.
Yes. Aye. Right, so we'll talk about the coaching staff, David. We'll get your view on it first, mate. Listen, they've come in, they've not had any time at all. I believe I was talking to my good friend Southside who was saying that the reason they went nuts when Dessers scored the goal, they were doing a drill similar where he was throwing it over people's shoulders to shoot first time. And he actually said to me, I don't know if he said the same with you all, but that it was comedy gold, the shooting was that bad. And then Dessers done it and scored a goal for it. So you wouldn't have seen that watching on the telly, but our live correspondent, Mr. Southside, was there and picked up on it.
Well, I believe that, man. He's a blue nose, isn't he? So
I wouldn't believe him, mate. I wouldn't believe he's definitely a blue nose, but I wouldn't believe him. Albert?
Oh no, I did.
It's. I mean, I've watched not that particular drill, but I've watched the drills. The warm up they gave at Ibrox, and you watch some of them try to shoot. It's bad, mate. It's just pathetic. It's really bad. But he's saying there were wee Dodge was throwing the ball with their shoulder, so they're facing the goal on the 18-yard line, and they don't know when it's coming, and he throws a ball with their shoulder, and what they have to do is hit it on either on the drop or one bounce, then hit it. The very goal that Dessers scored. So that's what they were doing, and they were all over the place. In fact, he says to be the only one that actually managed to do it twice was Hadji. I don't think Dessers did that.
Can you come, David?
Aye, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know many times I sit and watch Rangers passing that new guys come in and whatever. I just think get the handbrake off. But Barry Ferguson, Neil McCann, Billy Dodds, even Alan McGregor, they know, but they're watching the exact same games as us. I was on here the other night, and I can't mind the boy. I really like him on this show as well. He was like, I totally disagree with David, which is fine. He was on about if you think there's going to be a different, turnaround with Barry Ferguson. But my whole point was, it's not about. It's about guys that understand that they're talking for the same. We're seeing things that they're seeing. And I said to him about I don't watch sports, don't watch it at all. But I was on Twitter and it was a post from Neil McCann for 2 minutes, and he was talking about how negative we are and throw-ins right away, going back to the keeper, and he's like, have trust in yourself, son, and just go up the way, And as I said the other night, you don't need to be Jose Mourinho. Rangers Rangers should be playing in the front foot. You noticed last night, we know this isn't the greatest Rangers team. Get in the front foot, get aggressive, and all of a sudden they've got something to think about. See all this sitting deep and side to, and as all Bear said there earlier on as well, see these side to side passes against low blocks and all that. It's not going to work. We've seen it for years and years and years. Get in about it. We'll get better players. It's as simple as that. So I'm pretty confident we'll get a right good lift to the end of the season. Barry will not get the job in all this, but I'm just delighted it's somebody in there, and we can, I watched that last night. We can identify where that side on the park last night, that second off.
Listen, look, you give them criticism when we go 2-0, 2-0, but you've got to say, give them praise and they've got something, because we've won the second half 3-0. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely, man. I know what Ferguson and McGregor and the other two boys have been saying to them. It's quite simple, mate. You need to roll the sleeves up. There's the only way you can play in Scotland. There's no other way of doing it. First and foremost, the old saying, win the battle, then play your football. But don't try and play your football before you win the battle, because it'll not work. And it's proved time and time again, mate. You've got to win the battle. And I know it can't be pretty at times, but if you win that battle, you'll beat these teams comfortably, as we proved last night. As David was saying there, it ended up quite comfortable. You're sitting going, even the last 5 minutes, it was 3-2. I didn't really feel they're going to score now. You get the feeling we've all had it. You're sitting there going, on, here we go again. You kind of get a hold of the ball and they're just pumping balls into you all day long. But last night I didn't feel that. I felt maybe I think we'll go back up and score again, and that's the way it transpired. So it's winning the battle, mate. And once you've won that battle and start scoring the goals, it's the goals that take the heart out of these teams, and you've got to score, got to keep on scoring, mate, just to take the heart right out of them. Because if you that Clark came out and admitted it, just defend for 80 minutes and then the last 10 minutes have a goal. That is the waste of their tactics. And Rangers have been falling into that trap. They're not scoring a goal. They might score one, they might be nothing each, and then it's a free for all now. So Commander's done it for years. Aberdeen's done it for years against us. Ross County, all these teams, Motherwell, they've all done it for years and years and years, and we never seem to learn. But Walter Smith said that win the battle, and then play the football. Your football come through in the end up, but you've got to win the battle. There's no point in standing out in the wing. Cherny might do and say, give me the ball and I'll do what I can do. No, you need to join in the battle. You need to get into it as well, along with the rest of the boys. Everybody needs to be together. And that's what it showed last night. To come back 2-0. I mean, be honest about it, 2-0 down, you're like, they score the third one, this could get really, really ugly. But they held on, they hung on, and they managed to. And they did it. It wasn't a second half. It was the last 15, 20 minutes of the first half. They really started coming into the game. And you're saying, all right. What I thought was going to happen, we get the goal 2-1. We're 2-1 at half time. I went, this game's going to finish 2-1 to them, because we'll come out and we'll huff and puff what we normally do, and we can't get a goal, and it'll be, well, they played better in the second half, but they just couldn't get that goal. No, the usual headlines, you know what I mean? But they didn't. They came out and played really well and scored 3 goals.
Yeah, just before we go to the tune, David, just your point about positivity. There's some simple things in for me. What I've noticed is young Jeff, they can throw the ball, but he plays it fullback, mate, and he gets there quick and he can do it. So it's simple. You get the distance that he can throw it, and if that's 30 yards, mate, you just go and you, as the player in front of him, get yourself 30 yards away from him, and you know where it's gone, mate. And get down the park quicker. So you go for 15 yards inside your end pot, and you're going towards the 18-yard box, mate. I know it's no sulky football, but it's common sense for me.
Mate, I completely and utterly agree with you. I said the other night on here, I couldn't care less about how well we play until the end of the season. Just let's start winning games. A wee point in Jeff there, and I totally agree with you. Jeffy's a ball carrier, right, which is very rare, which is well hindered sought after now in football. Doesn't matter how well you defend in it. But see right away, see if Jeffy's going forward, what does it automatically do to the guy on the right hand side that's against him? He's going back the way and you've got something to think about. See all this throw-ins back the way. No wonder teams are creeping up against us. Use these guys. Come on, the boy. get a bit of positivity, get on the front foot, let them think about the game. Don't, too many times it's backwards. I said the other night, throw-ins for Rangers, it's always back to the keeper and it starts off there. And get forward. These guys are, do you know what I mean? Get Jeffrey in the front foot, give him something about. You can't go forward when you've got somebody like that playing your shoulder. Simple as that. I don't care how good you are.
I've took it to the extreme. He tried to shy at his cell last night.
Oh, you did.
He's shying and he did it at the same time.
I get booked once for throwing it after full-back shoulder. Ungentlemanly conduct.
Oh, it was
It'll be corner, I think. But aye.
Aye. Knowing you, you're probably shy that if a boy's shooter, and then a few comments were getting added in at the same time. No, I mean that's what you're talking about.
Might have been, you know what I mean? But ungentlemanly conduct. You know I'm a gentleman, old bear, you know what I mean?
You do, aye, in brackets.
Yep. As far as I've heard, it's all gents on here, is it not?
No.
I'm sure knows, mate. Sure knows.
No.
Like, that's straight down the line, no.
No, there's no if buts or maybe. It's a no, innit, old bear?
It's a no, mate. It's a no with a capital no.
We've got guys that's blowing up everything. But we'll not go into that. Right, get yourself on mute if you don't mind, gentlemen, because we're going to have a tune, yeah?
Go for it.
As I was walking down the Goalkeeper road, I met a bunch of strangers. They said to me, "Are you going to see the famous Glasgow Rangers?" So I took them up to Ibrox Park just to see the flags unfurl. After that display, they had to say, "You're the best team in the world." Some people they sing songs about the land that they adore, and some about what and won the country's greatest wars. Some others still seem quite content to use another theme, but I can sing a song about a famous football team. As I was walking down the Golden Road, I met a bunch of strangers. They said to me, "Are you going to see the famous Glasgow Rangers?"
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Right, we're back, gentlemen. I say that loosely.
Right, mate. Aye.
The famous Glasgow Range. That's a good song.
You know, my
No,
old
like-
tunes are back.
I'm disappointed he never played Ibrox so there. I like when he plays.
Oh, you
Oh,
behave. You behave yourself with that.
I've not got enough hankies in here for that, God. I'm in tears every time that comes on.
I'm in tears of no frustration.
That's a good game, isn't it? With the dice, you press the thing in it. Fancy Ludo, wasn't it,
Frustration,
really?
eh?
It was fancy Ludo, wasn't it?
Aye. Didn't play any games much because every time you get beat, the board games up in the air. Innit? Just,
Competitive
Everything
games.
gets-
You don't
aye,
get that
everything
anywhere,
gets
do you?
scattered. Aye, you still get that.
Do you?
Aye.
Did that organiser I sent you on it stickers and all that. Did that turn up?
It turned up, mate. It turned up.
Okay.
So,
Right. Good.
I'm not finished my colouring in book yet, so I've not used it yet.
Well, good on you, mate. As long as you're staying within the lines, mate.
Oh, why? Definitely. Task is difficult.
Right, David. Look, there's the Clermont is gone. It's done. There's no point going back about it, you know. And we prefer to say that the team looked a bit more happier, but was that because of the result? Or is it because that maybe there had been a chasm between the team and the management team? Is that a possibility?
I think it would be pretty harsh on him, to be honest. I mean, you know the score. I was on here months ago about Clermont. I didn't think he was a man for the job. Lovely guy, started off at a train, well bought into it. But it became quite apparent that when the wheels fell off, they fell off big time. And they were never ever going to get back on. When the support goes, it's over. These guys are jumping about daft. And I've seen the training part. I've done this with every Rangers manager that comes in, by the way. Going, you know, they look happy and whatever. The difference for me, I think, will be that Barry Ferguson, Neil McCann, Alan McGregor, Billy Dodds, they will clock on pretty early who's all in, who's no. I don't think that was the case with Clermont. But I seen the one by that wee Cantwell again the other day, and I thought Cantwell should have been still at Ibrox, but a cheap shot, do you know what I mean, sending through to Tavernier, that just shows you the mentality.
I didn't like the position they put Tavernier in with that.
Poor, very poor, by the way. And Tavernier's getting pelters for this. Poor.
I didn't think that was the right for Cantwell, and I didn't dislike Cantwell when he played for us at times. He frustrated me at other times, you know.
But I just think, I don't think Barry Ferguson and the rest of the lads in there are belonging noticing. Listen, we all know the big picture next season. Never know want to go too mental about it, but we all know what we're thinking about next season. It could be a whole different landscape, and we're hoping so, and we expect that. But we still expect Rangers to win on a Saturday or midweek or whatever. And Barry Ferguson was asked a question at his press conference, what do you want for this team? He says, win games of football. It's as simple as that.
It's true, Albert, isn't it?
It is, mate. It's if you got the know-how, that's the problem. Some of these players think they're inventing the wheel here. As I said, he's just brought down to basics. You got to fight. You got to show the right attitude and the application and the will to win. That gets you through 95, 99% of your games. But if you're going to do what we done against Queen's Park and St Mirren, I mean, total apathy, total disregard for the jersey. Just turn up. It's just no bother. We'll do this, no bother, especially the Queen's Park game. But you can't allow that to happen. You just cannot allow that to happen. This is what annoys me about the team. There should be somebody on the park, not just Tav. There should be people on that park saying, no, we're not going away with this one. We start shouting at people and getting people to move, calling them out. That never seems to happen. You're not calling them out in a bad way. You're calling them out going, we expect better for you. You know what I mean? You're a better player than this. What are you up to today? Sometimes you can't have a good game every time. You know what I mean? It happens in life for various reasons. But what we were up to was shocking, mate. It was total contempt for the opposition. It really was. And it's no right. They're not that good a team or that good of players to walk about with that attitude. I don't think any player, any team is good enough to show that attitude. But we had it in abundance, mate. That was dreadful. That was dreadful. And then we had 20 minutes with Ferguson. They were putting it down to he got them playing. He done this, he done that. He might have very well done. But one thing he's got passion. You see he's selling on the sideline. And this is us winning 4-2. I mean, if we're going to go on a defeat or look like we're going to get beat, He's going to go apocalyptic, man. He's going to take off, man. If these players think they've seen passion, they've not seen it yet. With him and McGregor and all them start getting going. But again, are these players going to stand up to that? Are they going to this criticism or this mental? This person is going totally and utterly mental. Do you think they're going to handle it? Because modern football players, they come across as wallflowers and be shrinking violets and don't shout at me. I don't like being shouted at. They don't seem to be the sort of players that we've known. Well, I've known over my lifetime. You've always had the ones that are quiet boys and know up for the fight, but the ones that play for Rangers, we've not got that luxury, mate. Other teams, they get that luxury. They might be able to afford 2 or 3 players like that. We can't. Everybody needs to be up for this fight because you're going to need everybody because everybody tries against this cup final time against the Rangers. It's always a cup final. No matter who you're playing, what division you're playing, as Queen's Park just proved the point. So, no, when you're playing for Rangers, these people need to understand what it is to play for Rangers. I know everybody talks the words and tells them it, but you've got to see it firsthand. And I think one of the things with Ferguson is they'll respect him because he's done it, mate. You can't say he's no done it. He's done it. So he's talking. He knows what he's talking about. Dodds and McCann and McGregor, they know what they're talking about, mate. They've lived the dream, as it were, and played in the good times and the bad times. So if you're wanting a bit of experience, talk to them.
Aye. Right, come and join us, give your thoughts. 0141 356 1972. Aye, a lot of sense in there, old bear. Only time will tell. I wish them all the best. Because I think the support deserve it. And I want to come back to that, David. 7,000 empty seats in that stadium last night. Scottish football hating itself to death. I think £38 a ticket for the Bears last night. So we'll call it 40 bar. And there's 70,000 for a tenner. Take the expenses off it. More than £200,000 left out there that Kilmarnock Football Club could have had last night after Blue Pound. Mental, innit?
Ox, I'm delighted you said that there. Your first comment there right away. The Rangers fans deserve it. There's no a support in European football that deserve a bit of success more than the Rangers fans. There's guys like Stevie on this call, phones in here a lot. There's guys that follow Rangers everywhere and they're spending thousands and thousands, and regardless of the result, they still go. They still, Ibrox, they were in the doldrums, right down that, the lowest of the low in Scottish football, and they loved it. And you're right, you're watching that tonight, last night, you're going up to McDermott Park, you're going, the only one that actually done it was Livingston, David Martindale, and he says, take the 3 stands, he says, because we'll no fill them. And see, regardless of whether the 3 stands were there or no, Rangers were expected to win anyway. We know that they can't stick us in this country. We know this. It's been, can be even back to SNP and whatever. I know I'm been doing a daft road there. But you're right. Nobody deserves a bit of success more than this support and this club. We've been through thick and thin. We've been kicked. We've from pillar to post. You could make a movie about this. Highs and lows, going to Manchester, going to and then the 3rd division, then away to Seville, and now this American. Now they're sick about this. You'll get the usual, financial advisors for Scotland, guys that have never worked a day in their life. That want to tell you about how this is out of order, and that's.
But to be fair, they're very good at advising people about finances, mate. It might be on the social, but that's a different story.
I believe it. But you know what? Suck it up, the lot of them, because if this goes through, there might be a right kick in the old chuckies for them, because we've been kicked for party post. And, maybe this is your time coming here. We've kept our dignity, we've kept our class through it all. They can say what they want. We've kept our class through it all. They lost one thing and they were in there chasing that thing down the road by, like metal barriers and all sorts. We've had all sorts. and it looks as if we just might be coming to a wee different stage here, and let's see how they handle it. Let's see how classy they are.
Aye. Albert, I just can't get the economics that last night. I couldn't believe when I was sent that today. 7,000 empty seats, mate. I wish if the game had went to extra time and I know it wasn't a cup tie, you'd have been able to count them.
We've spoken about this long and weary about it. It's Scotland. It's Scotland. SFA do nothing about it. SPFL do nothing about it. They're their product in SPFL. I know it's not that anyway, but their product is looks bad when you're watching that game last night. All the empty seats. It just looks like. Well, it just looks what it is, the Tin Pot League. You know what I mean? It's bad, mate. It's bad. When there is a solution, albeit not a perfect solution for Kilmarnock fans, but it's a solution for the product. And you've got people there who want to go to the game. Forget about who they support. They want to go to the game. We've not got the luxury of going, well, we're not going to play supporters into our ground unless they support our team. Well, it's great and dandy, mate. If you can do it, we do it at Ibrox. We fill Ibrox week in, week out, season in, season out, decade in, decade out. I've been doing it for over 150 years. So I mean, so we can fill Ibrox. It's no our problem. It's their problem. But the rule needs to come in, mate. If you've got a 10,000 stadium, and you'll get the chance to give us were 500, 800, whatever they give you. But the rest of that, say it's 500, it's easier good. So that's 9,500 you've got to sell. If you can't sell them, the remainder of the tickets must be put up for the away fans, and you have to accommodate the away fans by segregating your own fans into one stand. So they need to get put into one stand.
Just jump in here. I might be wrong to just pick the two of your brains here. Was it no a side couldn't come up against Motherwell because their stadium was it Falkirk? Remember they didn't have enough.
Wraith Rovers.
Sure, Wraith Rovers it was. They didn't come up and Motherwell got away with it, didn't they?
Aberdeen get away with it.
Aberdeen, aye.
Aberdeen get away with it as well.
Hibs. I think Aberdeen might get away with it twice, mate. Or was it Falkirk? It didn't get up twice. That's what it is. It was Wraith Rovers and Falkirk. There was another one as well. They made this all-seater stadium from the Premier League. An all-seater stadium that nobody fills. You ever heard it? It's stupid.
Aye. So you take that, the seats, the product, the pitch, and you want to supply, you want to get sponsors, and you want to bring people into the game. You want the product to look better on Sky TV, mate. I don't understand it, David. And I'm talking about the team that we're playing getting an extra £250,000. We're trying to help other teams out. It's just mental, isn't it?
You're right, mate. It goes. You're spot on. We could go down an alley here. It goes even deeper than that. They can't stick us here. They hate us with a passion. Everybody in this country stick us. The football team, what we represent, whatever. That's up to them. Carry on all you want. But let's see how remember when we were doing it was football football Saturdays or something, remember? Saturdays in Scotland. I think it lasted about 2 days or something. Before you know it, there's about 2,500 at Pittodrie because they get battered off somebody, and then the following week they're run through a brick wall against Rangers. Come on, who they kidding?
I think there's a sellout Saturday, David, and Doncaster was promoting that like my dog. So because everybody was saying they'll miss Rangers. So they done the sellout Saturday, and Rangers got a crowd in the lower division that dwarfed all of Scottish football put together.
As I said, you could make a movie about Rangers. Incredible, but the highs and lows, and get to European finals, and just incredible. 55 by Gerrard,
We were going to make that movie, but Gene Hackman was playing Albert. He's no longer with us,
He's too wee. He's only 6'4". He put a couple of inches on.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. I thought maybe Tom Cruise might play you, Albert.
He's not meant to be a wee guy.
He's a midget.
But he could wear his Cuban heels.
Jock Wallace Albert. It's going in there having them run up the sand. digging ditches
I
at
would.
half.
Yeah, I would, mate. I would. There's no doubt about that. I would. You
Yeah,
wouldn't
believe
get
it,
half
mate.
the injuries. You wouldn't get half of the injuries you get
Sure.
now. You'd get now,
There
mate.
it is.
But getting back to the crowd size, mate. It's stupidity at this topic. I don't know why we're talking this way. I don't know if other
Because
supporters,
we
other
want-
clubs
we
talk
want
this
more.
way.
We want our punters to get into the game, didn't we?
Aye, we want to die. That's what we want. It's pure selfish reason. That's, I suppose, for your point of view. But selling the product's never going to be anything, mate. Let's be honest. Unless the Super Leagues come in and UEFA take over the whole lot of it, it's going nowhere, mate. It's going nowhere.
I remember,
It's absolutely
years
going nowhere.
I remember years ago, Barry Hearn, that runs snooker, darts, all the thing. He was at Leyton Orient at the time, matchroom boxing and all that. But he come up to Scottish Football and he couldn't believe what he seen. See, just like he was in a boardroom. I think he come up to maybe, potentially, or tell them the usual Scottish, they're closed-minded, nothing, I can't change this, the usual. But he went back down to England and he was laughing as if, my God, if they keep that up, they'll never, get any further. We make an ass. It's done it for years.
Self-interest.
Just look at Europe as a test, mate. Just look at Europe. Look at the clubs that get into Europe. It's a joke, mate. Absolute joke. They've even watered Europe down for right diddy clubs, right, watered it right down now. It really is watered down, and still they can't get into Europe. That's how bad it is, mate. It's stupid. Absolutely. And it's been happening for years and years.
Club? Would you say you're a right diddy club if you knocked out in the last 32, mate?
Okay, definitely. That's the diddy round, that one, isn't it?
Just asking.
You would.
Just asking, mate.
Amazing.
Just
Like, 2 games even or something. You're superstars or something. Aye.
Just asking. Just picking your brains there, Albert. Just picking your brains there. But if anybody else wants to come in and pick Albert's brains, let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Aye, David. Yeah. Listen, did you sense, obviously when a new manager comes in at any time, they usually get welcomed in that. But did you feel as if it was a wee bit different? Because let's be honest, it was one of our own.
Aye, well, I said I was on. You lads were on the other night. I was on, and I said, if you don't get a wee warm feeling in your stomach when you guys come back into Ibrox, then I'm sorry, I don't know. But I just felt it was the correct decision to bring guys in that know the club. Now, the options were, you see people go, man, it's Barry Ferguson coaching, but I'm not interested in Barry Ferguson's coaching badges or what he's done at Kelty Hearts or what he's done at Alloa. I couldn't care less about that. All I want to see is him coming in and winning games with Rangers. And right away, the options were keeping Clement and limping and stuttering and starting all the way to the end of the season, which was just going to be a shambles. So you get rid of Clement. Who else would you want in there other than the guys? You're not going to bring in somebody that's going to come in and say, do you know what, I'm going to come in for 15 games to manage Rangers, lead my club and come in, and then I'm away at the end of the season. There's nobody better to come in. Genuinely, I don't think so. McCann, who I really rate highly as a coach, by the way, I listened to him. A lot of guys have said he's a really good coach. Barry's as much as people in Scottish football would love you to think that Barry's just this wee thug that's not got a clue about football. Don't be kidding. Let's not go down that road. Alan McGregor came in. Who I would ask anybody, is there anybody better that could have come in to the end of the season? I don't think so. I'm delighted with it.
What would you have done, Albert? I know you would have kept Clement, but once that decision's been made, right, they'll take that one away for you, right, to be fair. But what would you have done after that?
Well, the decision was made. Let's be honest about it. The decision's made for season tickets, mate. That's why it's fundamentally made. It's trying to get a lift in the club and bring these boys in to give that lift on the club. But it's for season tickets because the talk was in some of the podcasts, even on here, by the way, is if this keeps up with that, the season tickets might drop. They might not get all the season tickets sold, or they're going to lose revenue for new at the end of the season because people are not going to come to Ibrox. And Saturday's game, I don't think it was a bad crowd in Saturday's game, but it emptied quick. So I think they might have went, oh, here, we need to do something about this, because one thing we kind of get too smug about is the fact that we need these season tickets out year in, year out, mate. I know we do it, but we can't get too flippant with it. And I think the board or Patrick Stewart has recognised it right away and jumped on it and went, no, we need to do something here, because if the league is done, there is only 2 games to play at the moment. It might be more, depends in Europe. And you've got, 13, 14 meaningless games. So they had to do something. Right? And now everybody's got a wee lift and a wee buzz and a wee spring in their step. Going, oh, looking forward. I mean, I'm looking forward to the game against Motherwell on Saturday now. Saying, it's different anyway. No, that it's going to mean anything. No, I mean, people are saying, I don't think the league's done till the league's done. I don't subscribe to, or you just chuck the league and give them, just say they've won the league. They've got to win the league, mate, as far as I'm concerned. Probably will. They'll get all the advantages, but you don't help them and just say, nah, the league's won. You've won the league. No for me. Keep going. But definitely they're in there primarily for season ticket sales, mate. There's no doubt about that in my mind. That's not been disrespectful for them. I think, as Davey said, I like McCann. I think McCann has got a superb football brain, mate. He really has. He knows what he's talking about. Wee Barry's got the heart and desire, as is McGregor. And Billy Dodds, for all accounts, he's a superb coach. That's what the people are telling you about him. He is a good coach. So it's a feel-good factor, mate.
I get that. Anyway, I think we've been joined by Bob Gia. Evening, Bob Gia.
You certainly have been joined by him. How you doing, Ox? All right.
Good, mate. What's on
How's
your
it going,
mind?
Bob?
Is that you, Bridge?
No,
Evening,
Bridge
Paul.
is dropped out at the moment. Hopefully, he might be back, but if no, he'll be back
Right.
soon.
I hear the boys earlier on talking about the much vaunted centre half position. Can anybody shed any light on the fitness of Balogun and Suter? Because they've got to be better than what we've had. I'm not knocking the laddies. I'm only stating a fact. I'd feel more secure with them at centre half than Proppers and Ciala at the moment.
Well, you've throw Sterling into the mix as well, mate.
Well, you've got him as well. Aye.
Mm-hmm. Listen, mate, we've not heard nothing. Hopefully, we'll hear something tomorrow. I'm not picking up good vibes about John Suter. It's giving me cause for concern. Hopefully, my vibes are wrong. David?
Is that right, Oxeye? Suter?
I'm just picking up vibes, mate. I'm not saying that, listen, hopefully it's all right, but,
Stop what you mean, because he had a right bad time before when he came to Ibrox. And he was coming on to a game. A lot of folks said, Suter's murder, but, you will be murdered if you're playing with, that round about you. I always thought Suter was your best centre-half. I don't get me wrong, Balogun, I'm a massive fan of, but Balogun's getting at an age now, you can't rely on Balogun. You just can't, it's impossible. You can't rely on him. I agree with Bob Gia there. You're wishing these guys back. What I would say, I would actually be more inclined to play. I would actually maybe start with Tavernier until the rest of them are fit centre half. Because I think that's about 3 times now we've seen Tavernier at centre half. No, he's definitely not a centre half. What I'm saying is, I think we wouldn't do any harm the young boy going out for a wee period of time, get a wee break. And Proper, as I say, I just don't rate him at all. But I would like to see. I think I would start Tavernier at centre half, believe it or not, in the next couple of games. I know we're going out to Fenerbahce. I don't know what theirs. I've seen they drew against Galatasaray, and it's a hostile atmosphere there as it is. I remember the last time we actually were there. That's a true story, by the way. Do you remember the referee Pierluigi Collina?
Yeah.
You know, he went right round that stadium and clapped all the fans before a ball was kicked. And that was in Amoroso's biography, and a lot of Rangers players said that as well. They couldn't believe it, and we get cheated that night. I remember it was a free kick. Rangers were all there. Well, there. Anyway, that's going down a different boat.
It's about, mate.
Well. Aye. Listen, mate, I think if you're asking me who we should sign first in the summer, there's potential that obviously Balogun's no there. Albeit we don't know about Casemiro. Let's assume he's out the picture as well. You know, do I think Proper's the answer? No, I don't. Sterling's not showing his fitness consistently, and really, if he is fit, is he going to be playing a different position? So we're really short in that area, mate. Our first two signings would be centre halves, mate.
It's the defence. I mean, we're all talking about centre forwards, wingers, and all this, and midfielders, and all that carry on. But to build a team, you start with the defence. It's an old cliche, but it's true. You start with the defence, and we need to start with the defence. I would actually go further back. I'd say the keepers. I don't think any two keepers are good enough for Rangers. They might be standby keepers, but they're all right for that. But no first team, no first choice keepers. Then your centre halves. You need your centre halves so to do. I think you're needing three now. I think we're up to three.
Maybe. Which is mental, isn't it?
Oh, aye. Casemiro, if we're going to sign that boy, he can play centre half as well. So you have cover, and you go to Sterling. But I think Sterling, Cortez, and Danilo, they're on the crosshairs now, mate. They'll need to start playing, and they need to start playing this season. I don't mean next season, this season. So these games left, they need to play the majority of the games to prove to us that they're up for it and they're going to be robust enough to play next season. So no point messing about with these boys. If they're not going to be up for it, they need to go. Can't afford this any longer, mate. They need to go. We need to be harsh for us because we minced about with Roof and people like that, Lawrence, all these injury-prone players. Minced about too long for us. It needs to be knocked in the head, and it needs to be identified right away. Now, you're going to get by players and they're going to get injured, and that's fine. But the amount of injuries these players are taking, no, you got to jump on it right away, mate, and say, right, we need to do something about these players. So they've got a chance, mate. They three have got a chance to come back in, take them in. So if you're getting Sterling and he's going to start being robust enough to play enough games, that's another guy that can play centre half. So you've got your centre half covered if you buy 2 or 3 in the summer. But again, it'll be limited resources again, and that's what happened last summer. You're trying to spread your limited resources too thin in the ground to cover too many positions with too many players. It doesn't work. It'll not work that way. You need to just at the most you want to sign maybe 4 or 5, possibly 6 players. But if you're starting to go above that, this is major rebuild stuff again, isn't it?
Aye, but that position just stands out. I get the goalkeeper one, but that might be my number 3. But then people would need to leave the club, and I think some people have. I mean, it's mental, mate. It's mental, David, isn't it? How thin in the ground we are.
I mean, this is season after season. They're talking about we need centre halves. This is season after season, by the way. Centre halves, massive positions. The spine of your side. Forget these guys like Cortez, an option to buy. I couldn't believe that. When Cortez had a great run, remember, against Hearts and with Clermont and whatever, and then he got injured, and we done that obligation to buy 4 million. We've not got 4 million in it, and it was a crazy signing that for me. And a lot of Rangers fans said, how we no buy him straight away? And they got him in the loan, but it was an obligation. And I said, I wouldn't even have got him obligation. Get the spine of the side right. Rangers have been crying out for centre halves for how long now? I mean, it's season after season. Guys in the middle of the park, how weak are we in the middle of the park? And everyone we seem to be signing is all on the outside. Do you understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like guys like Yilmaz spend money on him. Why spend that money on Yilmaz? I think the guy Coppin that's coming in, Neil Scott, I think he's going to be a bit of a hard time. I think time might actually prove that he's actually got a couple of things right there. But get this spiny side right. When Walter came in, we were getting hammered all the time. Who was our signings? David Beer and Ugo Egeog. We went to Park Eden 1-1-0. Get this centre half right straight away. Ball for the back. You don't lose goals. You don't concede. You don't concede goals. You don't concede games. Lost games. You know what I mean?
I don't disagree with you, mate. Bob, you?
Well, it's a big worry for me. We're going to go into a voracious atmosphere here next Thursday. And you've got a back four that's sort of you're no sort of a confident. You're right back playing centre half. Supposedly, we'll see what happens. But you've got a goalkeeper that's knowing his best. Some of you there, Albert. And a back four, I mean, you've seen it last night. It was cut open far too easily and has been for a wee while. And the hole's got to be plugged. We definitely need to sign a bit of quality in there in the centre of the defence. That's sticking out like 10 hair thumbs. So see what we can muster. I mean, these guys, as you say, it frustrates me as well. Month after month, they're picking up wages and they're no contributing anything to the club. This is all go. These new people coming in here have got to stop this. The club hemorrhaging money on these time wasters, because that's what they are, let's be honest. And it's got to stop and turn up all circle. But I phoned in the night just to see if there was any news on the fitness of Stewart and Balogun, and apparently no. So we'll just have to wait and see, yeah. So roll on the weekend and roll on again, Barry, and see how we go in the night again. Next Thursday will take care of itself, but I'm no hopeful.
We should hear the morrow, Bob, yeah. We should hear the morrow.
Aye, yeah, aye. At the manager's press conference, yeah.
Out the two of them, Albert, who's giving you the most concern, Suter and Stirling? What are you thinking?
Stirling, for fitness, you talking about?
Aye.
Stirling. Stirling is. It was sort of one point, but he's actually proved that he can go a run of games with no bother. But Stirling, no, there's something definitely wrong with this boy. I know it was an illness with him. It wasn't such an injury. It was an illness with him. He was at Chelsea and he struggled to get out of the illness. So I think whatever the illness was has left a legacy with him. He's struggling to shake it off. So I thought, don't get me wrong, I like Stirling. Stirling's a decent enough player. One thing I will say as well, just talking about the signings, I mean, it's as long as Snow Whitesnow's doing more signings again, these midgets, because that's what we seem to sign is bloody midgets. It's the wee boy Lyle Cameron coming in for Dundee. He's another midget. We need to get some strength and height into the team. That's a bit of
heightism there, Albert. Don't know if that's.
I know it is. I know it is, but it's got to be said, mate. It's got to be said. Go on. So I centre halves. I don't know. At one point we had wall-to-wall centre halves right at the beginning of this season. We'd centre halves to come out with ears. Now all of a sudden that's right backs as well. We'd right backs and come out with ears. Then we're struggling now. It's just Tab as a right back and a centre half now. Madness, mate. Total madness. Balogun, I think you can put a pen through. Sterling is getting to that stage where you're going to have to put a pen through him as well. Suter's never going to be a Tav or a Golson turning up for the amount of games that they were turning up for. So you're really struggling. Proper, no, he's never going to make it. Certain games, aye, but in general, no. And Salah, is he going to get back into the team to gain experience? Well, it's proved that if you're putting these young boys in with that inexperience, these teams in Scotland, no daft, are going to target these boys. And that's a fact. That's what they were doing with Salah. And then when Salah at half, they started targeting Jeffrey. The ball was getting pumped into that left back position all night long, and especially in that second half. So you've got to take that into consideration with the young boys. Then you say, well, you can play them, but you've got to expect them to get targeted, and then they will get targeted, mate. So again, I don't think we'll go to defence, to be honest with you, mate. And that's for the goalkeeper right through. That's the fullbacks, the centre halves. I think we need a complete new defence.
Aye, well, obviously it'll be interesting to see how it pans out with the big picture. David, are you still pretty confident that this takeover's going to happen, mate? It looks as if it's a done deal. It looks as if it's never done till it's done, but is it?
We're not wanting to pop the champagne yet, but I've already geared and party sorted anyway, so you're more than welcome. But you know, it kind of times with Rangers that you don't want to get too excited because you know, but it does seem like it's just about the line. One thing I would say there, Bob just said something there, and it's incredible. We're in 2025, and our centre halves is a pup in Salah, another pup Fernandez, Suter, who's no fit, Balogun, who we brought back for QPR, and you're putting Tavernier in for the right hand side into centre half. Please, Rangers, can we start getting the spine of the team right? And you've got proper. I mean, how many years have we known about this for?
It's we've known the combination, consistent combination for a while. Bob Cherrin, you come.
No, it's a fact. I mean, we're going game after game with a makeshift back four, and we've found out that the likes of Proper, and no offence to the laddie, the likes of Proper, he's no the answer. No danger. You seen what happened last night, and I'm afraid going into a top European tie in a very, very hostile atmosphere next week, that'll test them all right. With a makeshift back four, I'm no confident, boys. By the way, my daughter's husband's Turkish, and he tells me all about Fenerbahce. And he says they're quite a good side. You know, the left winger and centre forward are two really good players, so we'll need to be on the hop next week. But we've done well in Europe, we can do well in Europe again. Just hope it all pans out for us. But when the new regime comes in, this is all got to be addressed. Must be addressed. A full new back four. I know it costs money, but we'll just have to see what's out there. And all the time, they're never fit time wasters. Nah, they've got to be terminated. We need people that's going to produce for the club. Because that's been the failings this year, the overall failings. So it's got to be addressed to make us a success again. My big fear and all is going to that park in, because their front three, if they turn it on, they can damage you. We all know that. So it's a rocky road ahead for the Jars, but hopefully at the end of the day, we'll get it right.
Aye, there's some rocky moments to come, but out the darkness comes the dawn, Albert. What's that like? What are we like?
You think, the only way, the only place is up. I mean, let's be honest about it. But I mean, Ferguson never changed the team because he need to change it to. Who's he going to put in? It's limited, the limited squad. So you're sitting looking at it and going, well, you might tweak this, might take that, and you might change the teams. You say, who's he going to put in? It's all right saying these things. We're light, mate. There's no doubt about it. We're light. It'll take a monumental effort to go the rest of this season undefeated, and it'll take a monumental effort to get through this Fenerbahce game into the quarterfinals. Basically, it'll take one almighty effort, mate. And everybody needs to come to the party. We cannot afford any passengers going into this game. For all accounts, that they're a decent team, so that's what it is. And you're right. Through the darkness comes the light. But I don't. That's the mob coming in as well. No, I mean you go to work out when they come in, what their priorities are. I know their priorities is a winning team on the park, get us some decent players, some quality in our team. That's your priority. I don't necessarily think that might be their priority. They'll have to buy players. We'll have to buy players. Whether we'll get a bigger budget than the one we would have had, I don't know, mate. But I don't think they'll throw hundreds of millions of pounds at it, put it that way. You might get a slight increase in your budget. I don't think you're going to get a massive budget. Might be wrong. You might very well do, but at the end of the day, they're in there to do a professional job. They're to turn this club round and get it thinking the way it should be thinking, the way it used to think when we were all boys growing up. Glasgow Rangers, a massive, massive club, thinking like a massive, massive club. But at the moment, we're not thinking that way. We're all delighted because we beat Kilmarnock 4-2. As Davey said at the end of the beginning of the when he came on at first, we should be beating Kilmarnock 4-2, 4-0, 5-1, whatever it is. We should be expecting it. I'll say you're going to do it every time, but you should be expecting it. Let's carry on a 2-0 down, we got it back 4-2. I used to be like that when we had McCoy's, Haitley, Goff and all them in the team. It didn't matter who scored against us. You were still expecting to win the game. Didn't matter what happened in that. And that didn't matter who you were playing. You still expected to win the game. I never once sat with that team and a few teams after it thinking we're beat before we even start. I mean, it's ridiculous. Some of the thinking doing Ibrox.
We just need this. We need a spark. Listen, are we that far away? We'll beat every team in the league this season, mate. We've not been consistent. Take the St Mirren game out, and for New Year's Day, we threw away. Would we draw away to Hibs and then away to Dundee? Is that right? Did they come quite rapid? I'm trying to remember. I've not looked at it, but you know, we still won the game out of the park, but we scored 3 goals. We should never, at that point, we should never lose that or draw that game. 3 off of that mob, 3 off of Aberdeen, 3 off of Dundee United, 3 off of Hearts. Yeah, I know. Only scored 1 of them. I get that. Then we went and scored 4 away at Kilmarnock, a place we've always struggled. We have done for the last few years. You know, so for all the negativity, individually, there's some slight positives in there, David, but no collectively.
Well, a lot of people would like you to think that Rangers are all these hundreds of millions of pounds and all that buying Celtic. It was the same when Steven Gerrard came in. You were getting guys coming away with comments, you know, like it'll take Rangers years and years and years. All it takes is proper recruitment. Some of the guys we get in at Ibrox for your Aribos, your Glenn Kamara for 50 grand. It's all about recruitment. Now, I look at that Rangers side and right, and people might laugh at this. I sent one of my good mates season ticket order at Ibrox the other day. See the last 25 Old Firm games. There's only been 4 that they have beat us with more than one goal. Now, I know that sounds daft, right? People go, well, what's that big celebration? But all I'm saying is, there is not a huge gap here. It's all about, I've watched Rangers. Rangers have went to Parkhead and dominated a number of times recently. Should have been 1-0. It's all about taking your chances. I don't believe there's a huge gulf between the two sides. It's a mentality thing. And I think that comes with getting better players in the door. Recruitment. It's all about recruitment. You can't keep, we can't go and sign guys like Cortez for 4 million quid. Do you know what I mean? It's just no economically possible. But if you look at guys like Kamara's and Aribos and guys that come in at Ibrox and go us to European finals, won our 55th title, it's recruitment. That's so key. And I don't think there's a million difference between the two sides, regardless of the points this season. People might laugh at it.
Oh, Europe's not for everybody, is it?
Point proved, isn't it?
Albert.
Point proved, mate. It's not for everybody. You know what I mean? You just look at their performances in Europe. I mean, they got a draw with Bayern Munich, and all of a sudden they're the greatest team in the world again. Did they not get beat 7-1 in this competition? Is that this season? I'm sure there was a 7-1 in there somewhere. We've played them twice this season in the league. It's 1 each. Still say our goalkeeper sold us down the pan. The game at Park.
I won the cup.
And the cup. So at the end of the day, you look at it and go, I don't believe they're that miles ahead either. I don't think they're a brilliant team. Far from it, mate. They've got more players, bigger squad. That's a fact. They've got probably some money in the bank. That's a fact as well. But that's about it, mate. It's no insurmountable. It's definitely we can get back on top of them. There's no problem. As you keep saying, it's a recruitment. It is a recruitment. It's got to be done. It's got to be done properly. Name any of these has-beens.
Name proper. You said proper.
Proper. Well, see, to be fair, look, Proper was a third choice, mate. He wasn't the first choice sent off even after he. If any one of the other two would have signed for us, he would have never get signed. That was a last minute. That was a panic buy. Sorry, mate, go for it.
Can I ask you a question?
Go for it.
Aye, don't make it too hard, but
Oh, I don't mind. It's coming from me mind. It's not going to be that difficult, Greg. What would you do with Hadji? Because I see a lot of folk and
I'm not
Hadji's been
allowed
this,
to
that.
answer that, mate. I'm not allowed to answer that.
Great fan of
He
Hadji.
doesn't.
That might sound terrible.
He doesn't like Hadji.
Not a great fan of him at all. It's,
No,
I think
he's done. He's done.
people are going on about you must get him nailed down a contract and all that.
Oh, no.
I don't know so much. Again, never Commander. I thought he was missing.
He had Berjami's strip on for a few weeks ago, mate. Yeah.
He's my brother now.
Bob J, in you come, mate. Bob J.
Well, I'm of the belief that Hadji's not as good as he thinks he is. Hadji thinks he's a world superstar, and he's not. He lacks pace. He's got good vision, the boy. He can pass the ball, but no for me. To me, he can be replaced. I'm not going to say quite easily, but he can be replaced. And he's an area that's no exact. He's done it in flashes for the club, but that's all. When he came that night and he scored against Braga with a free kick, I thought, this boy's a useful enough player, but he does have with Ox, he does lack pace, severely lacks pace. So yeah, for me, Hadji can go. If he goes, I'll not shed any tears on it. So yeah, I'm glad carrying a few passengers on. What's that? Oh, sorry.
I'll be polite here, David. Yes. Have we had value for cash out of Hadji over his time as is? No, I've got every sympathy in the world for the innocuous challenge that caused him to have that terrible, terrible injury. I get it. Yeah. But I don't think we've had value for cash when he's been with us. He hasn't been played enough games, right or wrongly, and then obviously there was a wee bit of the contract situation affected this season. And yes, he does things. He scored a goal against them. Does that make you? Does that mean you stay forever? Well, we'll talk about proper.
The only thing he's done, mate.
He scored the same game, didn't he?
He played a massive part in the winning the title, mate. He did play a massive part in that. You got to admit that. But since then, he's been pretty poor, mate. He's too slow. But one thing you've got to admire the boy for, you really got to give him credit and admire him, his professionalism, mate. He's definitely a professional football player.
Boy, mate. Comes across as a top boy. You're asking me two different questions there, Albert. You talk about Hadji the man and Hadji what I think him. If we've had value for money for him, they're two different things, mate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't like him pre his injury. Listen, I didn't dislike him, yeah. I just felt as if we could get better for what we were paying, because we pay him a hefty salary for Scottish football, David.
But one thing I think a lot of people forget about Hadji, his agent and his father, when he was earning the Euros and whatever, and he's entitled to do so. But a couple of guys were saying he was getting pretty much touted everywhere to see if MD would take him on. After his move out of Spain, it kind of fell through, but it wasn't the fact that Hadji, in my opinion, what I've heard from guys that I know, guys that I would trust, it wasn't the fact that Hadji wanted to come back to Rangers, it was the fact that nobody would have taken him on, and he had to come back to this environment and play for his place. You've seen his dad, his agent, constantly, Yanis will go here, there and everywhere. Well, I'm sorry, son, you're contracted to Rangers regardless of what's going on. That's your duty. I think Hadji get better the longer he was out for me. Everybody thought, he's got an eye for a pass, but Hadji, for me, he just won't work in a Rangers side. I don't know. It's just my opinion. I think he'd just get better as he was out.
That happens to a lot of players when you get injured, and it was unlucky. It was innocuous 2022. And by the way, there is an argument if he decided 100% fit, Remember, he might have started on the right-hand side in Seville before Scott Wright, another one of my favourites, Albert.
Aye, still can't believe he started that night. But anyway,
Oh, mate.
aye. It's
Boy,
astonishing.
the boy Diallo Man United was on the bench.
Say that again, mate.
Boy Diallo, Man United, he was on the bench that night.
I know. It's
Yeah.
no centre forward, basically. Started with no centre forward. No, I mean, again, it's shocking. Shocking. But anyway, it's in the past, mate. We don't make videos of defeats.
No. You know, but aye, Bob, do you have your thoughts quickly?
About Hadji. Hello.
Aye.
Tell me what was it about Hadji? Now, Hadji's number set the other on fire for me. And as I said there 5 minutes ago, if he goes, I'll say, fair enough, all the best to you, son. You tried your best for us, but I don't think he can take us to another level. I don't think so. The only thing he's going to call me with his old man's his surname. He's not in that league. So we'll see what transpires with him. And you maybe noticed two things there that Scott Wright played in the European final. I can't believe that. But that's life. That harms his history. Anyway, is that the last word this evening, Ox?
It is, Bob, Jeff, because it's time for you, Doug, to get a wee walk, or is it?
The Doug is lying here beside me and he's due walking his visit, and that's where we're going. A great show tonight again, lads.
Great to hear from you, mate.
Oh, it's great to be. It's always great to be here. I'll always be here regularly. As long as you put up with me, I'll be here.
As long as you keep playing this, Bob, we'll put up with you.
And believe me, when things get brighter, the jokes will come back. There's a warning for you all. Okay.
I need a new book. I need a new book, Bob. Cheers, bud.
You need a what?
A new joke book.
A new joke book. I'll keep these on, son. I'm not going to tell you the name of that Japanese prostitute I was with. So there you go. Well, I'll tell you. I'm allowed to tell them, Ox.
Oh, I'll leave that up to Albert.
No, don't leave it up to me. I'll say, tell it.
Oh, Bob, Jeff.
Ah, well, the Japanese prostitute I was with. You're sucking my tits, you. Right. I'm away. That's self-pending, right? Take care of yourself. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Oh, Bob, Jeff. That's your fault, Albert. David, last one for your good self.
Brilliant for Bob J there. Great to be on the show tonight again. We march on to Saturday, and you know we're looking good for next season. So cheers for having us on, lads.
Good to hear from you, brah.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Albert.
Aye, good show tonight, mate. Good show. A lot of positives we spoke about, some negatives as well, but you got to face up to it.
Realism, mate, yeah?
Aye. So it was a good show with yourself, Bridge, Fox and Terry. So I enjoyed that, mate. Looking forward to Saturday night.
Here, mate. Here. Why not? And listen, mate, I've got a funny feeling within the next 10 days we'll know we're gone with everything after pitch, mate. Don't know why.
Aye.
Maybe you never know, yeah.
Do you got a wee whisper? No.
I don't mind a whisper, but I actually think a flake's better, if I'm honest, mate.
I've not a flake for years. I'm going to get a flake tomorrow.
Aye. Good on you, mate. Good on you. Listen, thanks to your good self, Albert, for joining us. Thanks to Bridge. We'll catch up with Bridge soon. Had to drop out. But thanks to David for joining us, Bob, Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. Everybody will be listening. Everybody has been listening. I know everybody will be on tomorrow night, because tomorrow night's the night when we get Southside Super 6. Yes, and it's heading towards 3 years. 3 years. Yes. Thanks for listening. Take it away, Old School Blue.